Behind me is the Pacific Ocean. That way. There you can see Tower. That's good sound. Tower 16. Someone's. I don't even know what that sign is. See water. Probably bicyclists. To. Let's see. That direction is Tijuana. That one is Hawaii. That one is the rest of San Diego. And that one, stuff we don't really want to know about. Some other city area. Anyway, so we're looking at the Pacific Ocean today because lots of stuff happens in this general vicinity. That's the boardwalk right there. That is the wall that I currently sit on facing the boardwalk. That is the wall I used to sit on before this thing was built, and it was some really, really interesting looking 70s mansion thing. Same wall, but they messed it up. They put some like gravelly stuff on it, and they took out a little thing that was there that made it easy to sit on instead of just like a ledge. And now there's this glass stuff, so that's horrible. Now, directly over there is where no there there is where I got stung by a stingray for the first time. That would have been November of 2017. It's right after I got back from going and watching the eclipse. And Shane and I were out there and we were body surfing, which this beach right here is where I perfected my body surfing technique of standing in this deep of water, jumping toward the shore when the wave came by, and then promptly making people think that I lost my boogie board that I don't have. Anyway, so over there, Shane and I were out, and that time there was this thing, felt like a little pinch on my foot. I said, ow. And then it kept hurting, and then it hurt more. So I figured out that was a stingray sting. And I went to Tower 16, and that guy said, go to the main lifeguard tower over there. And I did that, and then they're like, well, you can stick your foot in hot water here, but do you have a place nearby? And I said, yes. And she took me back to her place, and I got in the bathtub, turned on the hot water as hot as possible, because what you want to do is get it to be at least 113 degrees so that the protein in the venom starts breaking down. Very important for your stingray stings, not so much for that car that just went past or for jellyfish stings. Don't do that for jellyfish stings. For stingray stings, hot water. Jellyfish stings, wash them off with seawater. Stingray stings, you don't have anything to wash off. Go to the emergency room or to the urgent care or your doctor afterwards, and they'll make sure to get any leftover stinger out of your body. So, go back 2 hours later, the pain kind of subsided. Figured out that bathtub was a much better alternative than sitting over at the lifeguard station over that way and having my foot in a bucket. Then let's fast forward to October of 2018. It's still nice and warm in the ocean, which it has been for the last couple of years. It was probably like 68 or so. Shane and I go out, but instead of being over that way, we are over that way, which don't usually go because you might be able to see the yellow and black flag there somewhere. Things behind this palm tree right here, so it should be there. That means the surfers have to be on one side and swimmers on the other, and the swimmers usually have to be that way. And what ended up happening was, because it was October, they didn't have that flag up, so we could go out there, which is a better place to do body surfing, bodyboarding, and surfing, and anything else like that. It's just, I could go in depth, but basically there's a big inshore hole right here. You only can go a little bit until you start getting the other rip current, because there's one right there. Oh, I'm pointing the wrong way. Inshore hole, rip current. Go about that far, another rip current starts. And then you can get past that and do some other stuff. But on this side, inshore hole, going the other way, nothing. So you go down a little bit, see our Coast Guard up there in the air. Go down a little bit over that way, and you just get pushed along by the ocean. Kid from 15 down there to 16 down here. Then you get out, and you might go back that way. You might get out. You might go back to wherever you are staying. So anyway, I was over there, and this is 11 months later. And a couple of days before, Shay was standing there, and she saw three stingrays beneath her. The day before, I dove under a wave. Might have been 2 or 3 days before, I forget. And I felt a right there, and I was like, oh, that sucks. And then the next thing that happened is, one day I'm out, dive through a wave like the time before. Just dive through it, not on the ground. Don't need to be shuffling because you're going through a wave. And waves pick you up, you can't shuffle at all anyway. Sets me back down, not even set on the ground, and I feel, which is what feels like a little pinch, but it's really the spine of a stingray. And what ended up happening was, I said, oh, I hope that was a crab, which it most definitely was not. So I walked back in, that way, over to Shay's apartment, and sat in hot water for a while. And Shay says both of the times that I got stung by stingrays were the only time she's seen me totally white. Sat in the bathtub for a couple hours, very hot, had a fan point on me, and Shay had brought me some like cold packs because I was that hot. Finally, the pain went down, kind of crawls up your leg. It gets about to like top of my thigh before it stops both of those times. Then I was able to get out of the bathtub and go watch TV. So shuffling your feet, great. Flutter kicking when you come down after a wave picks you up, great. But talking to lifeguards, they get stung anyway. So it's best to go out when the water's cold. That's about it. I guess stay away from the rip current areas, like where the big inshore holes are. Just stay away from those places, because that's where stingrays like it. So straight out from Tower 16 is one of them. 16 and a quarter, 16 and 3/4, 17. And I haven't talked much about them. There's not really one between 15 and 16. If you stay out in front of the big lifeguard tower on the other side of 15, going towards 14, apparently that's all right. Plus there's a lot of people, so you're not going to get stung. And I would highly suggest never getting stung.